Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I am ClassicSam NYGM, and I love comics. And y'all know I love stuff nerdy in general, but I love comics, especially when they're written and produced and all this chief editor in chief, and all this stuff happens, and it's from a black woman, and it makes me ecstatic and happy. So, guys, welcome to the channel. Toshi J, welcome to the channel. How are you?
Hello. No, everyone literally calls me Tashi at this point.
Okay.
My legal name may as well not even exist.
Wow.
My
Okay.
parents will sometimes call me by the name they gave me when I was born, but most of the time they do not, unless I'm in trouble.
Alrighty. That usually if you hear your full government name, you're like,
Yep,
oh no, boy. So
I do.
yeah, I want to ask first and foremost about Melanin Minds, because Melanin Minds was is supposed to is a I want to say a passion project for you. Maybe is it?
A little bit.
A little bit. It also highlights black women and femmes in the comic book space. How did that come to fruition? What was the idea behind it? How did you bring it to fruition?
So I've been doing this for 5 years now, and I'm looking around, and because I'm in it, I do know other black women who are also in it.
Right.
But like to really see them is really hard.
Yes.
And to find them if you don't already know where they are is even harder. It's so much easier to be like, all right, who's making comics? And then you see men,
Yeah. Yeah.
white men, black men, whatever, men.
Right.
And then sometimes you see a good amount of white women, not as much, still women,
Right.
but black women. Like even the percentage is like so off
Right. Right.
compared to everyone else. And I was just like, that's crazy. Somebody should really be doing something about making sure that we're seen better. And I know people who kind of do like things because they are black women. And so they talk about, hey, how it's like, I'm a black woman, I do this.
Right.
And da 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 da. And I'm just like, okay, but where are we banding together to really in one place show that the black women are here?
Right.
And so I was like, well, I guess I should stop waiting for other people to do it, and I can just do it because I know a few people to at least get this thing off the ground.
Right.
And so I'm a fan of alliteration, a very big fan of alliteration. And so I was like, I need a name.
Right.
So we're melanated, we have brilliant minds, we're in this comic space. So the Melanin Minds came about. And then I started, said, okay, hey, the women who I already know that are in this space in some way,
Yeah.
I'm reaching out to you guys first and foremost because I know y'all.
Right.
Reached out to Carla Madrano, who's Moon the Storyteller. I reached out to Kira, who's Room Full of Blurs. I reached out to several other black women that I was already in community with at the time. We're not playing games.
The other question I want to ask you about, how have personal experiences shaped the way you not only write and do comics for Midnight Comics and for Melanin Minds, but how does comics shape your overall personal experiences in your in your life? Like, do they come into your life, or are they just a completely separate thing?
No. I've been a comic fan and a comic reader since I was a kid.
Okay.
Watching cartoons first because my dad unfortunately didn't have any of his comics when I was growing up because he had gotten rid of them all.
Oh.
So my introduction was through all the cartoons, and I
Right.
fell in love with X-Men, and that was my jump into serious comic book fandom. Like I was reading Archie in the grocery store, standing in line waiting, reading Archie, and I would read the funnies in the
Right.
paper where I could get my hands on the paper. I actually worked at a newspaper,
Wow.
and
Okay.
newspaper for a summer.
Okay.
Was able to, do that. But watching X-Men the animated series was what jumped me into being more serious. Fell off for a few years when I was really more focused on anime and manga.
Okay. Okay.
Then came back into it. And so I was still a pretty diehard comic. Like, I was a diehard comic fan to the fact that people eventually, I only hung out with the nerds, so they knew.
Okay.
To college, the friends that I made there knew what my interests were. So that when Iron Man came out, my current best friend, she was like, hey, this movie's coming out. It's a comic book movie. You like comic books. I'm going to take you to see this for your birthday.
Oh.
And Marvel movies would come out, and even in middle school, I went to see Spider-Man for my birthday because Marvel movies would always come out around my birthday growing up.
Okay. Okay.
Like, great, cool. And so it's always been there. When I started writing comics, I got even more involved
Okay.
in comics, like really, really hardcore. Maybe a few years before I actually started writing them, I got really hardcore into comic books.
Right.
And then writing them gave me a whole newfound appreciation and love for
Yes.
comic books, especially what goes on behind the scenes of creating your own. And I don't think I realized how much I loved comics until I started making them. To the point where now I go to conferences and talk about how comic books are better than regular books.
It's true. I don't look. I have had my favorite books turned into graphic novels and comics, and it's like so much better. Like I get so much happier to see like it illustrated in so much like it makes me so happy. So then, what's that process like for you? What's that process of having an idea and developing not as a novel or a book, but as a comic? What's that process for you?
You know, for us, it's relatively easy. It's like, oh man, I had an idea, and this, and this would be really cool if we did a story like that. That's hilarious. Husband and I give each other the look. All right, put it in the Google Drive. We'll work on it later.
I love that so much. Like everybody gives a look, like okay, so we got a new comic. Okay, moving on.
Yep. We were working on one story one time. And we was just like, oh, okay, well, now we got to come up with a game plan to work on this one. All right, so project game plan. And then we looked at each other and was like, what would that be about, huh? And so instead of spending the time working on the story we were supposed to be working on, we spent the next 30 minutes coming up with an entire overview and stuff for project game plan.
I love that. I love that. I love that you have a plan. So, as someone who has done project plans like this for comics, what are some common traps or mistakes that you see in aspiring writers, especially comic book writers? Because it's very different from writing a regular novel.
It is, and I actually like that. As someone who actually aspired to be an author, one of the things I wanted to be growing up was an author, and I thought I was going to write novels.
Okay.
So I shocked myself when I did comics instead. But in the comic space, I see a lot of, especially the, I don't want to call them that on a live stream. You might get thrown off by the men folks sometimes.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. They understand. It's okay. They understand.
You focus a lot less on developing your character and your story, a lot more on making them as cool as possible. Like we all love cool characters. We like our characters to be cool, but they need development too.
Yes.
It don't matter how cool they look, how cool they sound, how cool their powers are, any of that stuff. If the character is bland, if the story is boring, what story are you going to tell with this character?
Yes.
If they can do all things.
Right. Right. So as an editor-in-chief, like you are accustomed to giving out feedback and criticism, what do you think new writers need to understand about not being so emotionally invested in their work that they unable to take that feedback?
You need an editor. I don't care how good you think your story is. You need an editor, and your editor is trying to help you. They like your character too. I particularly, I'm only work with people that I, after vetting, get along with, like the story, which means I already like your story and your direction. We just need to work a little bit on the nuances.
Okay.
So believe me, we want you to win.
Right. Right.
You gotta listen.
I need you to listen.
Please. Listen.
So then when you have writers who are making these mistakes over and over, how do you I don't want to say rein them in, but how do you get them back on track?
Ooh, can I say I've been blessed?
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, that's fair. I've had people on this channel who's been like, I haven't had that problem, thank God.
Amen. Of course, being editor-in-chief for Midnight Comics, the person I work with the most as far as editing is my husband. So he takes my feedback and he listens to me, and he will take it into account. There have been whole story changes and like page changes because I was like, nah, that don't make sense. So I'm gonna need you to
That don't make sense.
do that differently. I know what you're trying to do because I know how you work.
Right.
So here's what you should do instead. And this is how you'll get to what you were trying to say. Because I know you were trying to say this. And honestly, you probably started here, you second guessed yourself, and then you went with this. Now I'm telling you something that you probably already did and chose to change. And now we're right back where we started.
So let me ask you this, because I want to tie it in a little bit to TTRPGs, my absolute favorite thing to do. For people or GMs that write TTRPGs, a lot of the times they are, or even the people who are making characters for themselves to be in a part of a TTRPG, a lot of the times they don't understand character development. How can someone who's doing that take from writing to develop that character for themselves?
So I'll say this first. My friend is a DM. Every friend who's a DM, he's my DM. I am an avid D&D player.
Yes.
So not just going, well, I'm a writer, and as a D&D player, you people should. I am an avid D&D player. I play twice a month when time permits. So, like, I'm not pulling this out my behind right now. All of our characters have, especially for this one campaign, very intriguing backstories. Like, and one thing I can say about my DM in this case is he sits with us when we create our characters.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
And he's like, okay, so your character, what is this? What is this? Give me their name, their race, their, what do you want to be? Are you a wizard? Are you a monk? Are you a, what's your class? So, and then he does all that with us. And then he actually sits with us while we roll for our stats.
Right.
And everything to make sure he's got it all. And like he does, unless two of us have characters that are going to be connected in the story, he sits with each separately to do it.
Ooh, okay.
He makes sure that not only are we thinking about our backstory, but that he's thinking about our backstory. So he intimately knows our characters before we ever start the campaign.
Okay.
So this last campaign we started, I have a character. I can't reveal her race because none of my group knows my race, and my husband is in the chat.
Yeah. Mind your business.
But like we went through my whole backstory, my parents, my lineage, my emotions. We all live in this port town. Some of us live in my character lives in the market and she sells wares. But she sells very expensive, rare wares. So my character actually goes out of the market into there's a forest nearby. And it's actually quite a dangerous area, but I'm cool with that. Like I'm really good. I know my way around. I go in there and I get the stuff people are scared to get. Right. And I bring it, I sell it. So I'm gone for months at a time. And I prefer the adventure. So when I come back, sell it, and I really only come in town because my dad lives there. And so I'm only there to make sure the bills are paid for my dad, so he has a
place to live.
He's a baker, so he occasionally makes money selling his cakes and stuff in town. Some of us are in the richer part of town. My husband's character. Yeah,
he's in chat, and he was like, dang it, I was ready. He was waiting for you.
You thought. No, I'm not a changeling. But he lives on the wealthier side of town. His character is a little more he got like where I'm well off, he got money.
He bougie. He
bougie. Okay. And he rich.
He bougie and he rich.
Self-hating racist at that. He is a half what's the cat people?
Tabaxi.
Yes, he is a half Tabaxi, half human.
Oh,
so he hates Tabaxi.
Oh, you're gonna have a problem. Yeah. Why are you gonna say wow? It's your character. Talk about wow.
Your characters are Tabaxi. So like the campaign is me, him, half Tabaxi, and then 2 out of our other 3 friends' characters are also Tabaxi. Full Tabaxi. So they've actually run into each other and had interaction already. I haven't run into any of them yet. Like I've seen them from a distance a couple times, but I just walked right past because I was like, I don't know what the heck they got going. So like it very much making sure that your character is very. I mean, yes, I know we're just playing a game. We're not selling this to a
Right.
publisher to do it for us. But you see, it's so much more fun when your character
Yes.
has a well crafted backstory,
Right.
and if you can stay in character, it definitely has an impact on the conversations you have with the other
Yes.
people
Yes.
in the game. Because the
So
way he
what
treats
you
them is crazy.
what you've just done is made it so I have another game that I won't be able to watch because it's not fucking live. Thank you. All right.
Oh, wait, it's on Spotify.
It's on spot. Okay, cool. Cool, cool,
Now
cool.
there's only 2 episodes.
That's
right now.
okay. That's
We are
okay.
recording it and putting it on Spotify, so it's out there. It's out
Okay.
there.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I need because clearly I need to find out. Also, you're right, Bennu. All the little roars in the campaign. Roar.
I talk with my hands. I'm sorry.
I would love. I need to find this campaign. Yeah. What's the name of the campaign? I need that.
Katashaka. The name for the Spotify is different. It's like Dice and Diaspora, I think.
Okay. Definitely put it in chat. You're allowed to put links in chat because I have other ways to prevent people from being a pain in my ass. Anyway, so when you are writing, I want to talk about your writing. When you are writing, what's the hardest thing about writing for you?
I've been writing since I was like 9, so maybe honing it in or not being scared to just go for it.
Okay.
Or rather be scared to go for it. That makes more sense.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, part of the reason why we wanted to make comics was to make stories that weren't afraid to take those risks.
So I want to ask you about your process because you just talked about how you've been doing this for a long time since you were 9 years old. Have you developed a process over the years, and has that changed?
No. But yes.
Okay.
I have ADHD and a plethora of other neurodivergent BS in my brain. So I am very much I had an idea.
Okay.
So depending on the idea, how much of it has evolved in my head, if I know where I want to go with it or not, if the characters came first or the story came first, that will depend on my process. So if the characters came to me first, that's actually the easy part because it's like, all right, here's the character, his character's name, personality, a little bit of backstory for now. I'll get more into that after I've figured out the story a little bit more. Now I'm thinking of what the character looks like. All these different things. I'm gonna lay out the character, and then if I have a story in mind, I'll do a little, outline. And it's like, okay, here's the character, here's a bit of an outline, writing that eventually. If I have the story first, I'm most likely going to outline the story, come up with the characters and all that stuff.
Okay.
And then worry about it later.
Worry about it later.
Yeah.
Look, I'll worry about it later.
Worry about it later. If it's still in my head later, it's gonna happen. It's
right.
Gonna get so once the outline is there, I kind of write it out, not necessarily in script form.
Okay.
I just kind of write it. I lay it all out and get it all out, and then I go back through and be like, okay,
right.
Now let me fix this so it is in comic script form.
Right.
Take out the details, put the page count numbers on there, put the panels, lay it out. Then I'm gonna go back over it again.
So you have a process, but it is a long process.
It's all over the place. Sometimes it won't take me long. Like I wrote a graphic novel, 150-page graphic novel last year. I wrote it in a week. Sometimes it'll take me months. It just depends on how focused I am and how much I'm really trying to do that story in the moment.
Pause.
I got really ADHD hyper focused in that moment.
Yeah, clearly. What? A week?
A week.
Bruh. Bruh. Okay. I was about to ask you what's the difficult part about your process, but clearly it's focus.
It is definitely focus. I was focused there. I was hyper focused there, but then like other stuff, it's like, okay, I wrote it. I don't like it. All right, let's write it and try it different this time.
Okay.
But better.
Like I love that. So, what's one thing then that you would give up to become a better writer?
Man, I was really thinking hard about this one earlier, and I'm still like, like I think the only thing I have to give is time, and I don't even know how much of that I have, but I would, and I do give time. I try to, and I said this recently. I try to take at least 1 to 2 writing classes a year. Sometimes they're free, sometimes they're cheap. Most of the time they are free or cheap because I ain't got no money. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
but
we all broke. We
comic writing class. Sometimes they're script writing classes. Sometimes they're basic writing classes for writing novels. But I
yeah.
learned how to apply those concepts to writing a comic script because I still have to develop a story.
Right,
The
right.
difference is how it looks when I write it.
I love that. I love that so much. So I want to talk a little bit about representation, intersectionality within the writing community, especially comics. But Black, Indigenous, and people of color are simultaneously finding more representation while still enduring like a constant suppression in media. What impact do you think your work has had on bringing more diversity to the comic book?
I know for certain, at the very least, we have been at conventions and people have been like, "Oh snap, you could do this,"
Yeah.
and then have seen these same people and have seen people come back with like, "Well, I had a story idea and I saw that you did it, so I did it too."
Oh, I love that. I love that.
But on top of that, in the same vein, I've been to schools. Like I do career days and whatever the school events are happening at the time, all the time.
Okay.
And I live in a predominantly Black area.
Right.
Kids, the kids love seeing these characters. They're just like, oh man, I didn't know there was anyone besides Miles Morales because they've seen
Right.
Spider-Man
Right.
or or maybe Storm, depending on how old the kids are, because she doesn't get a lot of on-screen stuff right now.
Right.
Like and Black Panther was just like, there's so many more that I didn't know about, and that's like I look at some of the characters like that's so cool, and it's like I asked them like, so which of these characters looks coolest to you, and they'd be like, oh that one or that one, and I'll do things like I'll let them guess what they think their powers are,
Ooh. Okay.
name or their outfit and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and they have a blast.
I love that. I love
They
that.
really enjoy it.
Oh my gosh, I want to be at a career day. Look, I'm a big baby. I'm a big raging child. It's fine. So, in that same vein, what obstacles or what are some of the obstacles that you've had to endure when you first started creating, first started writing, first started doing comic books for femmes and Black women? What was some of the earlier obstacles you had to deal with?
Oh, the algorithm. I think no, and it hasn't changed much, honestly. But it's funny because there was a slight conversation about that recently because of the controversy in the comic book space right now, where someone was talking about how a lot of comic YouTubers don't talk about Black indie comics and stuff, and some of these comic YouTubers are my friends.
Right.
So I'm like, first off, that's not entirely true. Another thing you have to remember is if they're making their livelihoods off of this, indie books don't get traction.
Right.
And that's intentional on the algorithm's part. So a lot of times when we're doing indie books, especially Black indie books, the algorithm says maybe just kind of move it. Well, let some people see it, but don't let too many people
Right.
see it. And so it makes it, because of suppression, it makes it a lot harder to push us to the front.
Right. Right. It's
So we have to fight that. So we have to fight that. We have to, make friends in these spaces, people who will vouch for you, try to use word of mouth, really try to build that mailing list type thing.
yes. Yes.
So get in all these avenues where you don't have to worry about algorithms. And I know it's hard because some of us do things like Nolan Minds is technically a podcast, YouTube series, and so the best I got is the people who are on hopefully are saying something about it. The other people who know about it are hopefully saying something about it and sharing it, and that would be the best way to build it up. Occasionally, the YouTube algorithm will bring it to the right people.
Sometimes it doesn't. Like I always say, discoverability here on Twitch is ass. That's why we need to support each other in every aspect of the game, because otherwise you'll never find anyone. So what are some of your favorite tropes that you either use or subvert in your writing and in your storytelling?
So I'm writing what is a sci-fi. I call it a comedy sci-fi.
Okay.
Because it's sci-fi. She's a scientist. She's working
Mm-hmm.
with black holes. This is kind of an alternate version of our own world where things that scientists were researching that never happened did actually end up happening for us.
Mm-hmm.
And so you kind of have that nerdy girl says a lot of, only really in the first couple issues, big words, describe, this and that.
Right, right.
I think it's a trope, but I guess a lot of people don't because they're surprised that she can't fight, but nerdy girl can't fight. Like,
Nerdy girl can't fight.
but for future plans of this series, I have a lot of. I mean, she's funny already,
Mm-hmm.
but I have a lot of funny moments planned that is about things that when people write women in books, they don't think about.
Ooh.
So it's
Ooh.
like, I'm a woman. Do you know what I deal with every month, or what I deal with when like my bladder just ain't working right?
Yeah.
Like stuff like that people don't ever touch on when they write stuff. And I'm like, no. This is a woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's gonna be around to other women at times.
I like that. Okay.
So they're gonna ask some questions that if you're uncomfortable with the woman body, you might be slightly uncomfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be done in a kind of comedic relief way.
Okay.
So I do want to come out. We have an anthology series that we do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one book and it'll have several stories in it. And I want to come out with a new one. And I want to call it, the series is called Tales from Midnight.
Okay.
And I want to call it Tales from Midnight Tropes.
Okay.
It's where we put in 3 short one-shots where they all subvert certain tropes we see in media.
That sounds amazing. That sounds like, okay, that's, first of all, that sounds like one up my alley. 2, clearly I'm going to have to freaking follow everything that you have now because I need to find out what that's going to be about expeditiously. So then I want to go back to, like, how do you feel then about making your readers uncomfortable? Because a lot of times authors, especially new authors, will write in a way to make their readers very, very comfortable. They don't want to, they don't want to, I guess, alienate them away from their work. How do you feel about authors writing to make their writing uncomfortable for their readers?
It depends on what made you uncomfortable.
Okay.
So like, don't call your black readers colored. Don't do that. That's uncomfortable and stupid. No, you should have got the teeth. You should have got the shade one.
Yeah, that's this one. That's this one. That's we not. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Like, but sometimes there are uncomfortable conversations, and you see the uncomfortable conversation happening that makes you reflect on yourself. So maybe it's uncomfortable because you feel uncomfortable in the moment of self-reflection. Or maybe you feel uncomfortable because now you have to grapple with the fact that bodies are being normalized in this story.
Right.
So, like, where is the discomfort? It's like when we talk about black struggles online and white people come to the spaces and they're like, da 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 da, and this makes me uncomfortable. So we'll sit with that. Why are you uncomfortable?
Right. Right.
Are you uncomfortable because you're having to now face your own biases, your own possibly internalized racism? Why are you uncomfortable?
Right.
So I never want to write in a way that makes people uncomfortable, say like triggering things that are intentionally triggering.
Right.
Like, even if there are triggering things in the story that are part of the story, I'm not trying to make people uncomfortable in a way where they have to be triggered to a point of they literally cannot read it. And I know everyone's triggers are different. People's triggers are their own responsibility to an extent. And so sometimes, no matter how palatable you make it, it will trigger people to where they can't read it. And that's why trigger warnings matter.
Right. Yes. I love that. I love that so much. So when you have you ever gotten feedback from readers, and do you take that feedback to change the story at all going forward?
We have gotten feedback from readers. Honestly, we're always asking for more feedback. We would love so much feedback, but we have gotten feedback from readers. There are people that are like in the blurred space that we talk to privately sometimes, and we'll ask them, okay, so what were your thoughts on this? And most of the time it's very positive. Occasionally it's like, well, I was kind of left wanting here, and it's like, okay, I take that into account. That right. change a few things here and there without changing the overall story. Because I know where I'm trying to go and what it would take to get there.
Right.
So I don't want to change too much. So like with the graphic novel I wrote in a week, it's called Runaway Love. I did beta readers for that. So most of the feedback has come in. And so I'm looking through that. I'm like, okay, yeah, okay, I can see how that could be changed a little bit to, just be a little more impactful in the moment.
Right.
To have this. And it's like, so I would, I'll change the wording to be better for that character.
Right.
But then
right.
there's other things where it's like, I see what you're saying, but you have to remember I'm not writing a novel, I'm writing a comic script.
Yes.
And so that's worded that way intentionally because I need to be able to get it across to the artist. The reader's not going to read that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. I want to move a little bit away from writing because you also cosplay. Occasionally. And I want to bring up a cosplay from last Halloween.
And got me thinking.
So it's still on your page. So when you are cosplaying, what is the idea behind your cosplay? What makes you want to cosplay something? I know what you were trying to cosplay last Halloween, but it ended up being Living Single.
No, I did that intentionally.
Okay. Oh, see, I love it. I thought it was God. There's a music video from the '80s where the girl is like she's dancing, but it's similar to Living Single, but it's not Living Single. I can't remember the video.
I think it's the same girl. If you're talking about the music video, I think you're talking about because she. I think it's the same girl.
Okay, so then because I thought it was the music video, but then you're like Living Single. I say okay, so maybe okay.
I was doing the Black Halloween trend. I was like, I hate Black Halloween because what do you mean I dressed up as the intro to Living Single? Like,
when you said that, I was like, but that's not the. I mean, I can see it, but that's not what I thought it was. I was like, it's that video, and I can't think of the video right now. It's gonna drive me crazy. And I'm gonna in the middle of the night go, that's the video. It's fine.
Right. It's never there when you're trying to.
Exactly. As soon as we're done, and I'm gonna go lay down or something, I'll remember it and it'll be fine. So when you do cosplay, how do you come up with your ideas for cosplay?
Honestly, I just have stuff I've seen, and I'm just like, I watch anime, read comics, or watch animation, and be like, oh yeah, I'd love to dress up as that. Let me write it down right quick. I've loved to dress up my entire life. When I was younger, I used to make my Halloween costumes.
Ooh, okay.
Very, very, I am not a seamstress by any regard. I have an aunt who is, but she would have never made half the Halloween costume. They show too much skin, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's older.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, why you want to show you all your stuff? Give me some of your stuff.
Some of them really actually wasn't showing that much. They would just be kind of short. So like I did Wilma Flintstone one year. I had this white slip gown I cut up, and cut up the bottom to match her thing. Had the sleeves up. Got my pearl necklace. Boom! I'm Wilma Flintstone. I don't even remember half the stuff I made. I know I made a little Red Riding Hood one year. Glorious red cape that I still own.
So then let me ask you this. When you are cosplaying, there's been discourse for years and years and years, especially now recently where a cosplayer took their own life from racism. When you are cosplaying, does it come into effect the character you're cosplaying? Because a lot of people say Black people shouldn't be cosplaying this or cosplaying that.
I mean, I love cosplaying as Black characters. I actually would love to cosplay more Black indie characters. Actually, that's my big thing. So some of the characters I've cosplayed most recently have been like independent comic characters, and not the ones everybody and their mama know all the time because they're practically as popular as mainstream. So yeah, they're gonna get people, but lesser known ones, including my own OCs. But I'll cosplay a character I like. Period. Like I am a huge Claymore fan.
Ooh, okay.
And so I have a cosplay that I've been trying to work on for months now, and it just hasn't. And I've actually been trying to kind of make this one myself, and the energy don't be there, which is why I don't do it as much as I used to do it. But I've been trying to make the the black fits that they got.
Yes.
The upper level ones later in the manga. I'm trying to do that one, and then I want to do another one, which is their casual black fits that they had when they were undercover.
Oh, ooh,
So
that's a lot of work.
that's right. So I was like, I'll make the dress, but
I'll make I'll make the dress, but everything else, that's a lot of
figure
work.
the rest out. But see, I also need money, so I don't have a lot of money. So that's the other thing that be slowing down production. I don't have a lot of money. So I'm just like, I'm a cosplay who I want. And thankfully, one of the reasons I am glad sometimes that I'm not really, nobody really pays attention to my cosplay too much is that I don't get a lot of those
Right.
racist comments. The worst I got was I did Louisa not long after the movie came out, and I actually had a Yahoo somebody who writes for Yahoo had reached out to me to do an interview. She was doing an interview on people who dress as Louisa for an article for Yahoo. So she wrote that article, and I had someone come in and tell me that I was culturally appropriating. I was like, that's not how that works. I'm sorry.
That's not.
No,
I don't think you understand how that word. What
it's
that word means.
they never understand how that works.
Yeah, that doesn't go that way. But okay. So I want to. Yeah. So how did that end? How did that end up being?
It ended with me telling them that not using these words, but it ended with me telling them they was dumb, and then I blocked them. I don't have time for that. Goodbye.
So
like what you're gonna do is come on a black woman's page and talk some bull crap. No. Bye bye.
I love it so much. I want to talk about AI because as a comic book writer, um, um, obviously art is a big part of your product. More and more AI is coming into the space, becoming more and more prevalent. Do you think that there's an ethical use for AI in comic creation? And if so, how can that work while simultaneously uplifting Black artists?
I am personally against the use of AI for art and creative purposes, period. Outside of generative AI being a lot of theft, especially in art spaces, I'm not an artist. I can't draw. Just take figures.
I just take figures.
But like I'm not an artist, but I want my fellow, especially black artists, to be able to thrive and not have their art stolen. So, but on top of that, generative AI, is negatively impacting black communities specifically.
Right.
And so it's like if we want to, I watched a video yesterday. I shared on the Melanin Minds page, and it was a black woman, always.
Yep.
Who was like, "Hey, if you want to be pro-black, stop using generative AI."
Yep.
And if you want to do something pro-black this Black History Month, stop using AI because it is negatively impacting Black and Brown communities disproportionately.
Yes.
And I was like, "Dang, that was a powerful word. I like it. I'm gonna share it."
I like it. I'm gonna share. I love that. I love that.
I could not say it any better. Like she said it. No, nothing needs to be added. I'm gonna just share that with people.
Yeah. Yeah.
The end.
So then, how do communities and communities in general combat the growth of AI? Because there's so many big companies that love the technology. They use it in commercials. They use it in everything.
I swear, I gotta watch one more AI generated ad on YouTube. I'm screaming.
Oh my God. So a few months back, New York City did the Department of Health did this AI video. It was the creepiest video I've ever seen in my life of talking babies.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm from New York and I have family in New York, so I see this stuff sometimes.
It was horrific. It was like these talking babies talking about vaccines, and I'm like, that makes me want to yeet this TV out of a freaking window. Hated it. So, how do communities combat Department of Health, big companies, corporations using AI forced into their homes? How do they combat that? It's
going to be hard, but we have to just keep fighting and supporting the initiatives that are trying to regulate and pull back. But that's the only way we really can, and then just not allow it in our spaces. Because we have government entities because they don't care about Black and Brown communities literally using this. And I told my husband the other day, and I might still post this. I was like, I'm not gonna do this, but I have an idea. Because when you make something with AI, you don't own it.
Yes, you do not.
You cannot copyright it. So what if I just took it and used it?
Ooh.
What if I take your ad campaign that you had written by, created by, and any art that was part of it, all done by AI, and I just stole it. What can you do? You can't do nothing about that. You literally couldn't do anything.
You
You
can't
have
sue me.
no
You can't do nothing.
chance whatsoever. So I'm I'm gonna take it. You can't say nothing. Be mad. Cool.
Ooh, all
Just
those DMs and players who are
Mhm.
using AI, don't let us
like,
start stealing your shit.
and it's like you already stole it, so you can't do anything to me. Yeah, I'm very against it in creative spaces. I hate listening to AI voiceover as a voiceover artist.
Ooh,
I hate seeing these AI generated movies, if you can call them that, as an actress. I don't like seeing AI art. And honestly, you can always tell because it never looks as
it,
good.
it's something inherently creepy about it. It's very unsettling to watch,
It
even
really
when
is.
it's like done well. I can look at an AI photo and tell it's AI, not because
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for it, but because it feels unsettling to me.
It feels off, and the lighting is always a certain way.
It's wrong. It's so
It's just
wrong on so many different levels. So I want to go back to writing a little bit. What makes a great writer? What makes a great comic book?
I'll say someone who can create a story that really pulls you in and keeps you engaged. Now remember, you gotta support the story in the first issue to know if it's gonna do that, right?
Right.
Like I look at great, in my personal opinion, think whatever you want. I look at great writers like my friend Stephanie Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Great books out right now, with Roots of Madness and Temporal. Those are her personal IPs.
Mm-hmm.
Even the stories that she writes for other IPs, she honestly makes them better. Uh, John Jennings, great creator. Well, I can't call him a friend as much as I can Stephanie, because I've actually had like conversation
Mm-hmm.
with Steph several times. He does follow me on social media, so
Don't you love it when people that you like admire? You're like, oh my god, they follow me.
well, right, on Threads and Instagram.
You're like,
Threads is a minute. Instagram was recent. I was like, oh, okay.
like, hi. Oh my god, hi. I love your work so much. That's so cool.
I think I had read his one of his books for Ironheart, and I was like, oh man, I really enjoyed this, and he's like, oh man, thank you. And I was like, thank you.
Hi. Okay. You said thank you. I'm gonna say thank you back, and that's it. Look, there's a few people that if I get on this channel, I'm gonna act fool. So it's gonna be as I want to be totally professional. The second the camera goes off, I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna be a
I'd
problem.
like to believe, after I've gotten some of the people that I've had on the show, that I know how to keep it good
Yes,
consistently.
keep it professional.
Unless I finally manage to get Whoopi Goldberg on. I don't know. The goal of mine is to have Whoopi Goldberg on Melanin Minds, because
Ooh,
was really good actually. Like, if
ooh.
you have read Change, I haven't. But Whoopi Goldberg wrote a comic book,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe it actually came out last year, if I remember
Yes.
properly.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoyed it
Yes.
very much. Like, I was actually kind of not, but also was surprised at
Oh,
how good it was.
I know exactly
Like,
which comic you're talking
like
about because I had the one of the artists on here from Modern Comics that did that work with her, and so good. I saw that. I was like, it's so good. Okay, anyway.
no, the book is good. It's good.
It's good.
The
It's
art
good.
is good. The
The,
art is good.
yeah,
I read the book, and it was a good book. I was like, this is a good book.
it's a good book. It's a good
And
book.
I mean, I have a review coming for it and everything. I wrote a review on it, and
It's it's good. You guys need to go check it out. It's
I only ever review books on all of our stuff that I like.
I love that. I love that.
I don't like talking about stuff I don't like, because what's the point?
But also, it's boring. Like that, I have to force myself to like find
Right.
questions. I don't want to do that. I did that
It also
earlier.
means I have to force myself to read the entire thing if
Yeah,
it's pissing me off.
I am a big proponent of DNFing a book. I
Oh,
will so fast, it will go on a shelf and be never seen again because I'm not finishing something that I hate. No.
if it's not the greatest, but I'm still entertained and curious enough about how it ends, then I'll go ahead and read it. But
Right.
if I'm like this is just not not good. It sucks. I'm
Yeah.
not enjoying,
Yeah.
not even in having fun with it. I will put it down.
Yeah, I'll put it down every single time.
There is unfortunately another book by a famous Black woman. I'm not going to name that I did have to do that with.
Yeah.
And I was so sad.
Yes.
I wanted to like this book.
Like, I want to like this book so bad, but oh my God, it's so bad.
I'm reading it, I have a headache, and I know when I get a headache, that means I can't do it.
Yeah, I've had that. I've returned a book to the store that I'm like, I hate this book so much. I don't want it in my house. I never want to see it again. And that makes me sad. It's okay. So, all the work you've done, you're award-winning editor, you're award-winning writer.
Nominated.
Not
winning yet. For the writer. Award-winning editor, but only nominated on the writing. We're getting there.
Nominations count. Damn it. Nominations. So, but that being said, I think it's an award in its own itself. The nomination is an award on the way. Thank you, Clark. With imitation being the sincerest form of flattery, what advice would you give someone that would like to emulate what you're doing in the comic book space?
I hope you don't have a life. Because I don't. I hope you like being overwhelmed. I got a whole household in here. I got children to feed. I have 3 kids.
It's like, I hope you don't have shit to do.
I got 3 kids. They're homeschooled. I'm auditioning at least 2 days a week. Doing doing self-tapes 1 day a week and doing voiceover auditions a different day a week. Then I have my days where I'm writing or working on business stuff because it still has to get done. Then I'm recording interviews, trying to record as many as possible, honestly, so that I have them in a backlog so that I can just be putting them out and not have to worry about them. Then I'm writing reviews for books by Black women, books by Black women specifically.
My God.
And I do have a husband, so like
I got a husband. Hi, who's also in chat.
He is in chat. I have to give him some of my time. Like, today is Valentine's Day. Like,
yeah,
we had dinner and he was supposed to be working tonight. That's why I scheduled for tonight. Because I was like, I ain't doing nothing.
Oh my gosh! Oh,
I have parents. I have a brother.
So pretty much, if you make it your life, then you can emulate what you're doing.
Right. I got panels coming up. I got speaking engagements coming up. I'm not even just that one, but other ones leading up to that. They just asked me to be on their podcast, and to be fair, I was kind of like, I kind of want to. So for now, I'm say yes, and we're gonna do this on a trial basis, and I'll see if I can keep up with it. Cool. If not, I'm gonna say holla at you later. I have a whole another business idea that has nothing to do with comics that I've been working on and off for the last year and a half that I do kind of really want to do. So I might do it. So that'll be me running a whole nother business on top of this, on top of acting. So if you like being overwhelmed, but having fun 50% of the time, then let's go.
50, 55. I mean, because same.
60.
Also, if you're delusional, because I'm delusional,
I love friends of mine that we got to live in the delusion.
Yeah, you have to have a little bit of delusion
to get what we want.
Yeah, I mean, look, Clark has said this. A bunch of my friends have said this. I never think I'm busy until I'm like, oh, shit, I'm busy.
I never think I'm busy because I only think about how busy I am in the moments of overwhelm where I'm laying in the bed, staring at the ceiling.
Yeah.
That's when I'm like, you see how much I didn't do today? You see how worthless that whole time was? I did nothing. See, you spent the last week doing 10 things at a time. Maybe you sit on your butt. Shut up, Lloyd, because I know you're about to say something.
I can't. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. I love that. I am not busy. I am holding it together.
I mean, we're all doing that.
I'm holding it together.
I think it's also partially trauma.
100%. It is partially trauma. I feel like when I'm not doing something, when I take a break, I don't feel well. I feel ill. Like, I'm like,
feel bad.
Yes, yes. Like,
And I get it. I that's why I said I was like, I'm pretty sure it's trauma because I'm pretty sure I get it from my mother.
there you go. There you go. Like, why are you sitting still? That's not how that works. So, as an actor, as someone who, like you said, you're constantly auditioning, whether it's voice acting or on screen. How do you prep for a role? How do you, because prepping for writing, prepping for editing, completely different. Prepping for D&D, hugely different from prepping for a voiceover or prepping for acting.
Now we talking about a role that we have and we're about to perform, or a role that we're auditioning for, because those are two different processes for me.
Both. Let's start with auditioning, and we'll go into the role that you have.
Okay. For me, auditioning, I am lazy. I shouldn't be. I really, please don't do what I do. I'm grateful I've been acting since middle school and I have the training to get around it, but sometimes I probably would do a little bit better and get a little bit more if I stopped doing this. And I'm working on it. Working on it. It's the stuff where I get things and I'm like, okay, I have 15 other things to do before this. And by the time I get to this, I'm only going to have like 30 minutes, so I don't have time to prepare.
Right.
But auditioning is like, all right, I'll go through one day and save everything I want to audition for. So at the very least, I don't have to be looking for stuff
Okay.
on the day that I audition. So I at least do that ahead of time. But then on my audition days, I will take like 5 minutes to read through, whatever the lines are for it, especially with voiceover stuff. I just read through it for a little bit and be okay. And then I go record, and I fall into the sin that a lot of fellow voice actors I realized when I was still on Twitter do, and warming up.
Yeah.
I make sure there's plenty of water though, plenty of water.
Yes. Yes.
I warm up maybe 30% of the time. Yeah. With self tapes, I do if I have time, depending on how much time I have between getting it and doing it, I will try to at least somewhat memorize. Or if I have like the in-person script reading I know coming up, I will try. I've always been like that.
Okay.
Even when I was a kid, I would try. I've if it's short enough, I've memorized lines in like 30 minutes. So like,
Rude. Okay, you know what? I'm just showing off. That's fine. Okay, cool.
Also,
rude.
For an agent when I was in high school, my mom took me to, and I impressed the agent because she was like, okay, well, here's the thing, you can read it to me. And I looked over it for like 5 minutes while she was working with my brother because he was doing modeling. And and then I did it, and I didn't use the lines at all. And last year and I was going to tell this on Instagram. Last year I had an audition where I never got the script, and it said to bring a monologue. So I spent all my time memorizing the monologue, and I went to audition, and everybody else had scripts, and I was like, huh? Y'all didn't tell me that there was a script. So I got a script, and by the time it was my turn, I knew most of the lines.
You know what? It's fine. That's fine. Cool.
Now, did I get that role? No. But
I mean, but still. So when you get a role and you have settled into that role, do you prep every single time? Do you have something that you decide that I'm going to get ready for this character every single time? Or is it something that you just happen to naturally fall into?
I'm good at naturally just falling into character, especially once I know the character. But I will still take some time to like rehearse and stuff throughout the week. Probably not, again, as much as I should.
Right.
But I, like, even the last play I was in, to be fair, a lot of them had no prior experience in acting. They were all just handpicked by the director because she wanted to pick her friends, which I will say, if you ever do a play, maybe don't just pick your friends.
Don't do that. Don't.
It doesn't. Pick people who know what they're doing.
Yeah, pick actors.
Pick actors. Actor people who know how to be natural, like people.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you just pick people
well, when you pick your friends and you pick the people that you love, and
I'm
not saying they're gonna do what they think acting is.
Or at least pick, people who are serious and are gonna take your vision seriously.
Yes.
And who are actually gonna work hard to do it. So that aside, being that a lot of them didn't really have as much experience, I had my lines memorized halfway through like rehearsal, and we had like I want to say 5 months to rehearse. So like 2 months in, I knew all my lines. to the point where I was helping other people because I also knew their lines. And so that makes it a lot, it's a lot easier for me sometimes. If people were just like, how do you know all your lines already? I was like, I mean, to be fair, it just kind of, it kind of just comes easy to me to get the lines. And once I have my lines down, I can truly get into character.
You know what?
Well, I forget my husband's comment because he knows exactly what I'm talking about.
He said, "Ooh wee."
He was here for me every time I came home to be like, oh well, here's what happened today at rehearsal.
I want to ask you, what is an important life lesson you've learned from writing comics?
Have I learned anything? Because I was going to say, I'm still overwhelmed. I still don't know how to manage my time. But I do believe I've learned a little bit of patience.
Okay.
When in trusting the process, kind of. I used to rush things. Mm-hmm. But I've learned a little patience. I've learned a little more trusting the process. I've actually learned how to be a better writer through writing comics.
Okay.
Which helps me greatly in other areas. Because for other things I write for, because I want to DM my own session.
Like, oh, I'd love to see that.
I want to DM a one shot, but I just don't know when. Because usually we DM one shots for our birthdays. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But for my birthday, and I haven't done it yet, but that's been a thing that we kind of do. But for my birthday this year, I'm hosting a murder mystery, so I'm not going to be able to do that. So I'm just like, I don't know when I want to host the one shot. Don't know.
Okay, so here's the thing. Since the person who was just said that they are busy as hell now wants to DM a one shot.
Just one shot. No, it's only one night. We'd be up until like 3 a.m. at our sessions anyway. It would be fine.
You know what? I'm going to leave that right there. I'm just going to leave it right. So I'm going to sit it on the shelf. Next time, we're going to ask that next time, because we're coming to the question of the night, and I have rejudged this question for our illustrious guest here. If you had the opportunity to have one of your works turned into a film where you had full creative control, who would you have starring in it?
So, I know there's technically kind of two answers for me.
Okay.
My husband has different answers.
Okay.
Because I know one of his, our story soul, he wants to turn into an animation. And I think that's a great idea. But honestly, for the animation, we have a story we're working on called Dreamweaver.
Okay.
That would make a fire animation.
Ooh, okay.
Now, as far as who would star in it, I keep being at a loss because I'm always just like, a lot of, because the character is a larger femme character.
Okay.
The character is technically a fat femme and also non-binary. And who gets even less attention than fat black women actresses? Fat femme, fat non-binary.
Yep.
So like I wouldn't want to cast. I would want to cast
someone who is
non-binary and fat and black for that role. So it's hard, but I don't. So but because it's an animation at the same time, I can't do other people. So to be fair, I'd probably voice the character. But again, I would still prefer at least a non-binary black person voice actor.
Okay. I like that. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for being here. And I always ask my guests to guide the raid. And while you're looking for someone for us to raid out, so I'm going to let you guys know what we're doing in the next few days. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Merm. Merm is a TTRPG content creator that does poetry and does voice acting and all the amazing stuff, IRL, in real life coaching and stuff like that. But specifically, you can find Merm on Tabletop Misfits as well. Cannot wait to have that interview. And you get a double feature tomorrow, because after that, at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, I will be with Matt Stormcrow doing GMing with, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. I cannot wait for that to happen. And then the following weekend, we have my favorite person. I cannot wait to have them. A comic book journalist and collector, video streamer, podcaster, Jay Penumbra. Yeah, so I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So they're gonna be on at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. Cannot wait for that to happen. So stick around. Check out my Instagram for when those things are gonna happen. That being said, thank you so much for being here. This is so much fun. I love talking with you. This is great. I hope to see you at Gen Con because I'm putting your name down on the damn panel.
Oh, put my name down. I'm be there.
Yeah, so then we got so see you at Gen Con. That being said, guys, remember I will see you guys tomorrow at 2 p.m. Standard Time, Eastern Standard Time with Merm, and then again at 8:30 with Bat Stormcrow. And remember, it's better to be kind than to be nice. And if you can't be good, please be careful. Love your faces.
Gabby Gabs.